You know, every time we come out here, we're always teasing you about baseballs and their superstitions. Is that a good omen? You know, you're 3 and a 3 overall seed. You like that? Or?
That's the first time I've thought of it. You know, anytime you're in the top 8 is good. First of all, and the higher you are up, the better it is. So it should give you every advantage to go back to Omaha at the beginning of the year, and every year, you know, that's our goal.
Obviously, one of the players I heard him say, you know, and he wasn't saying it in a cocky way, but he said anybody coming here, they should fear playing you guys because you guys are playing pretty well, especially here at home.
Well, we played good everywhere, really, this year. We played good on the road, too. We won some big series on the road, and we played good against the teams that are in the tournament. Yeah, we've been pretty solid, I feel like, on the road or at home all year.
Jim, your field in general, what do you think? Starting with Stetson?
Well, we played Stetson here, so, you know, they won the tournament, so obviously they're hot right now. Everybody that's in there is either hot or they've had a really solid season, one of the two. They've won their tournament, so Stetson's got a good club. You know, honestly, you know, we played on a midweek day, so they didn't see our top guy, and we didn't see their top guy, and that's the way it works in this thing. But they're a good club. Coach Dunn does a great job with them, and we look forward to playing those guys and everybody.
How about especially FAU? I was a little surprised because I know they're ranked 13th, that they're coming here.
Well, a lot of times, you know, they send teams that are closer by. So the fact that they send them here didn't surprise me. I mean, I think FAU probably thought they would come here. I talked to Coach Mike yesterday a couple times on the phone. And so they thought they might come here. And a lot of times when they've been in the regionals, they have come here or stayed in state. So they try to keep the teams local to some degree to help draw and cut back on expenses too, probably.
Now, you split with them this year. Can you talk about their team a little bit, what you saw? I know it was midweek, but...
Sure. Well, they got a good club, good solid club, and they've had a lot of adversity on that team this year with their catcher having cancer and missing a year, and Coach Mack having cancer and fighting that, so they've kind of rallied, you know, around that. And and they're good. They played us very, very good both games.
Jim, how well do you know John and what he's gone through?
How well do I know him?
Yeah.
I mean, just haven't been out to dinner with him, but I like him a lot. I've been on the road recruiting with him and talking, and I've talked to him, you know, during this process and everything. And you know, it's been tough for him and the team, no question. And you know, he's really a good guy, and the guys are playing hard for him.
When you take on a team like a Stetson and a FAU possibly, so many of the guys know so many of the guys, and you know they're going to use this as like their College World Series. How do you tailor your team's emotions, making sure, you know, they don't look too far ahead and don't get into the, you know, the jaw jacket?
Well, I mean, I think, you know, our guys got to understand. You know, we just went to the ACC tournament, didn't win it. But this tournament right here, if you don't win it, you're done. So you better be ready for every single game and everybody you play. And I'm sure that their teams are trying to figure out who's best to beat us pitching wise and save that guy and to get ready for the tournament and try to get after us. So it's I think our guys understand. You know, we played solid throughout the year, but we've lost a few games too. You know, but they'll be ready.
Stetson, as a kid, of course, pitched in the Cape League, and I think pitched pretty well in the Cape League last year. When you see everybody's won at this time of year, in a weird way, does that almost make it easier because you kind of might have a better feel for what's coming as opposed to maybe a 3 or a 4 midweek that you don't really know much about?
Well, you know, we haven't seen him, I can tell you that. So, and the fact that he pitched in the Cape means he's good. So I don't know who they're pitching. I don't know who we're pitching right now. We haven't made a decision as far as that's concerned. So we're still trying to make that decision, see the matchups. The coaches are making calls right now, trying to get scouting reports on people. The fact that we played Stetson and FAU makes it easier that, you know, we know they're position players, but don't necessarily know who their top pitchers are going to throw.
Jim, on that side of the fence, we talked about quarterback you and tight end you a lot. Is this catcher you now?
Well, you know, we've had a lot of really good players out of here. You know, that's been, I mean, we've had some good catchers, you say. I mean, I'm turning on the TV one day and Eddie Rodriguez is catching for the Yankees and playing against Yasmani with the Dodgers. So it's just kind of cool when you see that too. But we've had some good catchers. The game starts behind the plate. I guess it starts on a mound. But if you don't have a good catcher, then, you know, it destroys that pitcher too.
And when I guess you gave him green light 3-0?
Who? Collins?
No, yeah.
We do at the appropriate time.
Yeah. You've done it before?
I've done a lot of our players 3-0s if it's the right time with 2 outs and guys in scoring position and the right situation, and none of them when it's not right situation.
Was Zach leading off when you did it at the tournament?
No, he had a guy on base, and I let him hit. He was surprised. He came and told me, "What did you, you know?" And I went, I just got frustrated with him walking him, so I let him swing the bat. Probably at a time he probably shouldn't, but he didn't swing it. He took it for ball 4, and that's to his credit because he didn't swing it. Balls are not strikes.
What's that mean to have a guy who, he does, his judgment at the plate seems to be, his discipline seems to be about as good as you would want it. What's it mean to have a guy like that with that much talent who's willing to take the walk?
Well, he's used to it because it's been like that throughout high school and here. So the fact that when he was named Freshman of the Year, that kind of put a label on him as a player that, don't let this guy beat you. And he's handled that very well. Even I'm sure it's frustrating to him sometimes, to not get to swing the bat. But and the guys behind him, Lopez, has stepped it up big time. And once I put Lopez in there, he's hit over 400. He's probably hit 500 since he's been in that spot.
Coach, what's it been like to see Edgar do what he's been able to do the last few games, the home run against NC State, the clutch hit against FSU, the tie, even though you guys didn't make it out at the end? Just what's it like seeing how he's sort of developed this year?
Well, it's great. He's worked very hard, and this is the first year he's been in there every day. And he got those big hits. It's great to see him because I've known Edgar for a long time, of course, to his dad and mom. So I've known him for a long time. It's great to see him because he's worked hard. He's worked hard. He's gone to play over summer and done everything he could to be the best he could be. And it's good to see him coming around for him.
What do you think of the season Michael's had for you guys on the mound and just kind of stepping up into the role that he has?
Well, he's come. He's a guy that when he came here, he wanted to start. Unlike Brian Garcia, who wants to be a closer, and we had him in the bullpen and. For him to get to step into that role and do what he's done is pretty special because he's put himself as our number 1 pitcher right now and pitching outstanding.
What's he do so well that you're impressed by?
Well, he's left-handed, as everybody knows, which makes a difference, and he hides the ball real well. He's a big guy with a down plane, and he throws 3 or 4 pitches for strikes, and he holds runners well. He slide steps a lot. He's hard to run on. He fields his position. Doesn't beat himself normally by walking guys or not fielding his position. So he does a lot of things to help win games.
And then Jesse, for him to step up in the role lately, just what have you seen from him?
Well, he's a guy that's really improved a lot. Beginning of the year he won some games, but he won some games pitching up and getting some fly balls and walking some guys and going 3-2. And he's gradually started, doing a better job of getting ahead of the hitters and pitching. He's keeping his pitch count down a little bit, and that's secret for him too.
Jim, most pleasant surprise for you on this team this year, player-wise? Who comes to mind?
Pitching-wise, Matavilla, because he's gone from a setup guy to your number 1 pitcher. Lopez, the improvement he's made hit.
Yeah.
He's always been really solid defensively, but the fact that he's gone from a 8th place hitter to the 4th place hitter, hitting in between the Collins and Ruiz is having a really solid season too. But Lopez, without question, and because he hadn't started all the games, as we know, and but once he got in, he started every game, and he graduated this year. So I'm happy for him and his mom and dad.
You have 2 guys, obviously, with high-end power, with double figures and home runs, but it's more a team hitting for average of 300 this year. Would you prefer that type of team? Is that team less likely to go through slumps than a team with a good deal of power?
I like guys with good on-base percentages.
Yes.
Because if you get on base, then you got a chance to score, and if you got a few guys that can hit out of the park. We won a few games with home runs too, whether it's Edgar or Hayward hitting walk-offs or Willie hitting walks off, and different guys have done that. So it's been a lot of different guys. But basically, I preach more on-base percentage, and let's get on base if you can do that and make things happen.
And things what you like about this team, what stands out to you?
Well, just the consistency. This is probably the best defensive club, or one of the best. I hate to say the best, but maybe the best defensive club since I've been in Miami. Kept us in all the games. The pitchers kept us in the games, and when we seemed to find a way to win offensively and get a hit or to win the games.
Yeah.